What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at the 2025 Toyota Corolla. This one is an SE finished off in midnight black with an MSRP at $27,700. Big shout out to Flo Toyota of Statesville for providing this new Corolla for today's video. Check their website linked down below. Underneath the hood of the 2025 Toyota Corolla, you're going to find a 2-liter inline 4-cylinder naturally aspirated engine. This makes 169 horsepower with 151 pound-feet of torque. It's paired to a CVT transmission with dynamic shift. It's also a front-wheel drive vehicle. With curb weight a little over 3,100 pounds and running on a 13.2 gallon fuel tank, you can also expect 31 miles per gallon in the city with 40 miles per gallon in the highway. The overall length is 182.5 inches with wheelbase at 106.3. Width is 70.1 and height is 56.5 inches with ground clearance at 5.3 inches. And then now moving on to the styling with the 2025 Toyota Corolla, it definitely has a pretty sporty look up front, especially with the LED headlights. You got these massive daytime running lights, really giving it a GR Corolla vibe, so super sporty up front. You got that small Toyota logo, some sharp lines in the upper bumper, and then a massive opening for the grille with a nice black mesh. You can see the trim on the far sides with some nice cutouts, and then we have an LED light. You also have a really sharp design for the lower portion of the bumper just to help add to that sporty look overall. There's going to be some sharp lines throughout the hood fading onto the windshield, so it really comes together nicely from the front, especially in the SE trim. It's a really sporty looking car. More sharp lines throughout the side, and I like the set of 18-inch wheels finished in a gunmetal gray color, split 5-spoke design. You have one sharp body line throughout the side profile, and then a nice looking side skirt. You're going to get body colored mirrors along with your integrated turn signal, body colored door handles, and then all black trim throughout all the windows. Up above, we just have a nice smooth roof with a shark fin antenna in back. And then for the Corolla sedan, has a really good profile at the side, very proportional looking compact economy car. Nice lines all throughout it. In back, you can see how we have some bulges for the fender arches as well, and then a nice basic set of taillights with a gloss black trim piece connecting the two. We have your Toyota logo along with a nice small lip spoiler, SE badge finished in red, and then a dual exhaust out the side. You're going to get a massive looking diffuser in back just to add to that sporty look for this compact car. And it really comes together nicely. Honestly, it's a good looking car from the outside. Can't find a bad angle for the price point. For the key fob, you're just going to get your basic controls as expected, just black on the back. You can keep the car locked, and when you walk up to it, you're going to have the smart key where you just grab the door handle and it will automatically unlock. The interior of the SE has a really cool design with the black fabric along with some red accents as well. And then along the door panel, primarily finished off in black, you're going to get this soft touch material up above for your release handle, all of your controls down below with a grab handle, and then some nice padding for the armrest with red stitching. You have a silver trim piece, extra storage, manual controls for the seats, and then a nice durable looking black fabric with contrast red stitching. Nice red accents all throughout it, giving it a cool look, and then a stripe up above. Finishing up, we have a nice black leather wrapped steering wheel finished off with a 3-spoke design and silver trim. And then now inside the 2025 Toyota Corolla, keep my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. Take a look at the steering wheel. You're going to get that Toyota badge right in the center. Controls on the left side for the gauge cluster along with some Bluetooth and audio controls. We have cruise control settings over on the right side, even with the lane keeping as well as distance pacing. On the right stalk, we have all the windshield wiper controls. Left stalk is for your turn signals as well as headlights. Gauge cluster is pretty simple. You just have basic black with an analog design. However, you can configure the small center screen and go through a few different things. You have messages, all of your safety information will pop up. Information right here, tire pressure, audio controls, and then just a few more things, which is nice to see, at least for a very basic car. Down below, we have the automatic high beams. You also have your interior dimming, and then just some harder plastics up above with some silver trim. A little bit of soft touch up on the dashboard, finished off in black. And then we have more of the silver trim, a little bit of gloss black accents throughout it, and then this faux stitching with some more soft touch material. Multimedia screen is basically what you're used to seeing on all the new Toyotas, just on a very small screen. So you have all the audio controls, navigation once activated, Bluetooth integration. You're going to get a little bit of information for the trip, things like that, vehicle alerts if any. And then for settings, you have a few other items as expected. Going into reverse, you have a nice little backup camera with pretty HD graphics. Air vents down below that, and then just a very simple design for climate control. We have temperature on this left side. We also have the off, your different defrost, and then you have different zones. Air conditioning, fan speed is on this far right side. Down below all that, we're going to get a USB port along with extra storage space, and then some gloss black down below with drive modes and traction control. You're going to see that pop up on the screen: Eco, Normal, as well as Sport. We have our shifter select with those different drive selects, and then we have some storage down below with auto hold, park and brake, and then some red stitching along this armrest. Got a little bit of storage in here with an extra plug, and then the glove box on the far right side as expected. One last look at the interior. Nothing really all too new for 2025. This car's been around for a little bit, so maybe soon you'll see a fully new design for the Corolla, but not bad for an economy car. Just kind of gets the job done for the interior. You're gonna get your dome lights up above and then just a basic manual mirror. And then make my way to the rear seats for the Toyota Corolla with the door open. You're gonna get a little bit harder plastics back here, but you still have the same padding material with the red stitching on that armrest. Same fabric with the black and red with the nice red stitching, and you even have the stripes up above. This can seat 3 people. The center cushion you can also pull backwards for a nice armrest along with some cup holders. Only amenities are gonna be the 2 plugs down below. Now hopping into the back seat with the Toyota Corolla at 5'11", I'm sitting here with maybe an inch of headroom. Driver's seat though at my height is decent for legroom and footroom. I do fit quite fine. However, the seat itself feels really small. If I put my butt kind of all the way to the back, I feel really a little claustrophobic, honestly. This is a pretty cramped car, especially comparing it to the competition. I don't know what it is. It just feels really small back here. The seat almost feels like it's like pushing me forward. So if you slouch a little bit, I guess it's better, but then your lower back is gonna get a little sore. So it's fine back here in a pinch. I'm sure kids are fine, but definitely on the small side. If you're looking at one of these compact cars, this is probably on the smallest side of the rest. And then now taking a look at the trunk space, there's gonna be a button underneath the Toyota badge. We can manually press that and lift it open. You're gonna get over 13 cubic feet of cargo volume in here, and it actually is a pretty roomy trunk. Very low load floor, and it is pretty wide overall. Underneath this floor mat, we can actually grab the floor up, and you are gonna get a spare tire down below along with all of the equipment. And then when you manually pop down the seats, you're gonna get a nice opening into the passenger compartment from the trunk. And then the seats themselves, they do fold nice and flat down to really maximize cargo. So not bad, especially for a small car. You have the space for cargo and people in a pinch. So really not too bad for this economy car. All right, so setting off now in the Corolla. Giving it like half throttle, not even trying to floor it. Given this is not the hybrid version, honestly, it is pretty sluggish. So in order for it to start moving, it's gonna be hitting redline a lot. So if you're gonna be getting up to speed quickly in this car, you're gonna be redlining this engine quite a lot. I personally like the hybrid a lot better. It gives you better power. This is just a good point A to point B economy car. To be honest, it drives like an economy car. I wouldn't say there's really anything above and beyond about how this drives or how this feels. The steering, I am a car enthusiast. I like performance cars. There is absolutely no feedback. It feels like I'm just steering a wheel, not connected to anything. So there is no like driver engagement whatsoever when you're behind the wheel of a Corolla. It is simply a functional car to get you from here to there without breaking the bank when you purchase it. So that's what this is. It is a basic economy car that's going to be very reliable. A lot of people, that is all they are looking for. So if you're looking for basic transportation, the Corolla kind of feels like that. It is an easy car to drive, easy to maneuver. It is a small car with a little footprint. So it's really easy to make maneuvers and turn, 3-point turn. You're not gonna be hitting the grass or the edges or anything like that. If you put it into sport mode, all it really does is make the transmission even more aggressive, which I'm not gonna do it that aggressive on a new engine, but yeah, you're really using a lot of the engine, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Interior, this is pretty dated, I would say at this point. I'm sure Corolla is due for an update. It is simple though, and again, some people just like simplicity. You can see your speed. You'll have your Apple CarPlay or something simple on the screen, and we have physical controls. So it's just a really simple car to drive. Visibility is really good. You have a huge windshield out the front with all the extra windows. Mirrors all do a great job. And then over your right and left shoulder, really no complaints. It's like a big bubble in here. The seat comfort is fine. I'm fitting here really well, much better than I was in the back seats. And I am able to maneuver the seat good enough. I can slide it back far enough to get my legs a lot more comfortable than some other economy cars. So it's doable. It's just a good doable car for the basic transportation, I would say. Just there's no steering feedback. There's not much power. There's just no mechanical sense of anything like fun to drive. It looks sporty on the outside. That is the extent to this sportiness. It is basic transportation, quite honestly. And I don't mean that as a negative complaint for this car. There are plenty of other cars that are at this price point that are more fun to drive for those looking for that. But if you are just looking for basic reliability, you know, the Corolla is gonna do the job quite nicely. We'll get back up to speed one more time. We have the eco mode as well, just to, I guess, improve efficiency, just that little bit extra. Getting up to speed again. I definitely feel like you're gonna be flooring it a lot in here. So around town, it's probably not as economical, depending on how heavy your right foot is. Overall ride quality though, it's comfortable. The bumps are actually absorbed pretty well with the suspension. You hear the road quite a bit. At the speeds we're going, I don't really notice much wind noise. I would assume on the highway, you're gonna hear a little bit of wind noise. All right, so my honest thoughts with the 2025 Toyota Corolla. Honestly, I think this car is in need of an update. I don't really think there's that much compelling about this car in today's market. You know, you're talking almost $30,000. On the used market, I mean, you can get a nice Audi for the same kind of money. You know, I'm a very big advocate of nice used cars, and honestly, for 30 grand, you're not struggling if you can afford a $30,000 car. And our old S3 was like 34 grand. That is an Audi. It's got twice the power. It is performance focused. It is luxury focused. It was an amazing affordable car. Got over 35 mpg as well. So I don't know. I'm not too sold on the Corolla anymore, I think, just because I think it's falling behind. The hybrid version though, not a bad choice. I think one of the things I'm not a fan of this standard engine is just whenever you need to get moving. I mean, we have 70-mile-an-hour speed limits. You got to get up and go sometimes when you're getting on the highway. And this, it's peppy-ish, but not really all too quick. And you're gonna be redlining it a lot to truly get up to speed. I've had a slow car before, back when I was 16. Not fun. It's honestly kind of stressful when your car is pretty slow. So I don't know. I'm not all too sold on the way this drives. Also, just there's no steering feedback. This is a basic economy car, basically. It is transportation. It gets you from one point to the next, and that is about all that this car is good for. If you want a better Corolla, the hybrid, I think, just gives you the power to get moving. It feels a lot more zippy around town, which makes it a lot more pleasant to drive. This one feels like it's just kind of lacking a lot. However, with that said, not to be so hard on this car, it is a bulletproof, reliable car. The Corolla name has been around forever. You know, you can buy this and drive it 200,000 to 300,000 miles with basic maintenance, and it's gonna do what you need to do. So if you are looking for something that is gonna be reliable, a long-term car, something that you know you can just depend on for a decade or two, you know the Corolla is a pretty safe bet. So I think the disconnect for me is just I'm into the enthusiast cars, the performance cars. I'm very into resale value, all that sort of thing, to where I could probably spend less money buying a used premium car for this money. I mean, our S3, we literally owned it for 2 years, sold it for what we paid. So I don't know, I'm just way more into a car that's more engaging to drive. There's just no driver connection. It is a simple, basic car to get you from one point to the next. So for me, obviously, not exactly my kind of car. However, for some typical buyers who are just going to be racking up miles, they don't care about anything other than decent gas mileage, reliability, getting from here to there, you know, this is a safe bet, I would say. So yeah, I think the Corolla is a fine choice if you're looking for basic transportation. Just when you look at the competition now, the Elantra for the same price is a pretty nice car with a lot more technology on the interior. The Honda Civic is a lot more roomy. It feels more comfortable to drive. It feels like a more premium car as well. I think this is just fallen a little bit back. This is kind of now in line with the Nissan Sentra, I think, which was kind of my bottom pick for the economy cars. That car is more cramped feeling than this. But I think at this point, the Corolla is kind of on that level of just basicness. So if you are gonna look for a Corolla, spend a little bit more and just get a hybrid, because you're gonna get the better power delivery and it's gonna be a lot more fun to drive overall. And that's just my opinion. But nonetheless, there is the 2025 Corolla SE. I hope Toyota makes a new version very soon, because like I said, it's just starting to fall behind a little bit. That is it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for plenty more content. Big shout out once again to Flo Toyota of Statesville for providing this Corolla for today's video. Check out their website linked below, and I'll see you all in the next video.